What's going on, everybody? I'm your girl, Ja. Some people call me Junior. Some people call me Jewel. You can call me whatever you like, but, do not call me with their drama. Nobody wants to deal with drama. So, let's go ahead and get this story time started. Okay, so this story time takes place back in the early 2000s. I was in my first year or so of college, which I just went to a community college. I tried a couple of different things after I graduated from high school. I tried doing cosmetology because I love to do hair. After that, what else did I try? I tried going to the military. So then I went to a community college, and one of the subjects I can't talk that I love the most is art. So I took a liberal arts class, and I took an art history class, and I took a bunch of classes, just based on the arts. So anyway, during that time, I met this girl, and I'm not gonna say what her name is to protect, the innocent. But anyway, met this girl. She was super cool. When I first saw her, immediately I thought she kind of looks like me, but just, she looks like she could be my sister. And she kind of looked at me and she thought the same thing. Like, we kind of favored, which was odd because, we weren't related. And, we even, after we met, we kind of asked our family, to see if we were related, because we did. Even our families thought that we looked alike. So anyway, we kind of clicked, and I just thought she was a real fun person. And so we would hang out and go do things, and we'd talk on the phone and just do the regular things that girlfriends do. So there was this guy that she really, really liked, and I actually had a job at this time as well. So I worked with the guy. And then after a certain amount of time, she came to work at the same place that we worked at. So we all worked together. She starts working where we all work. And she, she loves this guy. And then, being that I had been working there a little bit longer than her, and I kind of knew him a little bit better. So I thought we would talk, just as friends. And anytime I would bring up, mentioning hanging out with her, or, how cool she was, or anything about this girl, he would just laugh and, or just make, faces and stuff. And I'm just like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's up? Why you always, act like that whenever I mention her? That's my friend. Let me talk about my friend. That's my sister, So, he never would really say anything. But I just, took note of his reaction to me talking about her. So anyway, one day she called me and she was like, hey girl, it was a Saturday. She's like, let's go take a ride with me. I want to go wash my car. And back in the place that we were from, people would hang out at the car wash. So it was like two different car washes, and people would just kind of cruise, and everybody would park at the car wash, and nobody would really be washing their cars, but people would just be hanging out, and the whole parking lot would be packed and everything, and people be playing their music and talking, and some people be dancing over here with a crowd around them, and over here might be somebody rapping. It was just, just our little hangout that we kind of made up because we didn't really have a place to go, at that time. So anyway, so we go to the spot, and everybody's hanging out, and she actually does need to wash her car, so she washes her car while I'm standing outside and everything, and there's these group of guys, and then they're kind of just looking over in our direction and talking, but which is not a abnormal thing, but it's just kind of like it's not in a so nice kind of way. It's kind of like, with some stank on it, like a little bit of shade on it. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I've always been conservative. The things and the activities such as entertainment and stuff that I was into and have been into all my life may have gave me the experience of being around things and people and seeing things, but as far as me indulging, I was never that person. So anyway, so after, you know, and then she kind of also notices that she's washing her car, that, you know, they're kind of saying stuff, and she, you know, kind of takes it as a compliment. You know, she's kind of flirting and looking at them like, you know, like, yeah, what's up? And I'm just looking back and forth like, okay, I don't know what that's about, but, you know, that's my friend. And, you know, especially when you're young, when you have friends, you don't really judge them. You know what I'm saying? Your friends may be into and do things that you don't necessarily do. And you know, as long as they don't try to put anything on you that, at least for me, as long as my friends didn't try to involve me in anything they know that I wasn't naturally involved in or I wouldn't be cool with, then, you know, your life is your life. I can't tell you what to do. I can advise you, you know what I'm saying? But I can't tell you not to be however it is you are. So anyway, so after we ride off, I'm like, girl, what was that about? And she's like, nothing, girl, they so silly. And so after that time, a few more times me and her went out, and we had this, I got the same kind of reaction, like just being out a bunch of people, being at a small town, everybody kind of knows everybody. It was only 2 major schools in that city, so everybody kind of knew everybody or have at least crossed their path at some point or another. So a few times after that, after the incident at the car wash, I went out with her, and we had the same kind of, you know, experience where it was like, you know, talking and whispering. So finally, I went back to work and talked to the guy that she liked. And, you know, I just asked, I was like, be straight up with me. Like, what is it about this girl? Like, you know, what's really going on? Is there something about her that I don't know? Because, you know, people kind of act strange when I go out with her, you know, sometimes towards us or towards her. And he's like, well, let me let you know. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, but this did not come from me. And so he pretty much told me that this girl was known for, doing certain things that I'm not going to say is good or bad. I'm just going to say that I wasn't really into, you know, especially like high school and senior year and after that. I'm not going to say that I was Miss Goody Two Shoes, but it was, I had, what do you call it? Standards. I had, and have always, I think, you know, especially back then, I think I felt like I was a little bit more mature. As I've gotten older, I've kind of relaxed a little bit. But for the most part, just how I am, I have standards and I have rules and I have things that I'm going to do and things that I won't do. And I'm just very stern about those things. I don't, you know, it's not really easy to persuade me to do anything or be any certain type of way. So for instance, if it was a issue involving peer pressure or something like that, you couldn't peer pressure me into drinking at any, you know, at a certain age. You couldn't peer pressure me into smoking cigarettes or, you know, it was just certain things I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's going to affect my body in a certain way. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That's not good for me. So I'm not going to do that. I was kind of like that. But anyway, I'm trying to get around saying exactly what it was she do. She was known for giving guys blank jobs. I'll just say it like that. And it wasn't until the point where it was just that she had done it to one guy. It was like that was what she was known for. And being that I was hanging out with her, I guess people were assuming that, you know, birds of a feather flock together, you know, that if that's what she's doing and she's hanging with her, then she must be the same way. And I was completely, you know what I'm saying, opposite from that. I don't judge her, you know what I'm saying, but to me, the way he explained it was like that was her thing. Like she was kind of like addicted to it, you know, and she would find her way to be around certain guys just so she could, you know, do everybody. And I was like, wait a minute, y'all. Y'all got me, y'all letting me hang out with this girl and y'all know me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, so how do you know this, you know? And my friend was like, I was like, y'all had an experience too? He's like, yeah, like, on a regular, like she'll come through the house and, you know, she'll want to do it in the closet. And I'm like, what? Like, ugh, like, thank God I never drunk after her or anything, you know. And on a serious note, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. Except for, it just, I guess it's a thing where you can't really, you can say, okay, I don't judge this person for what they do, but if hanging with you is gonna make people think that I'm into what you're into, then that might be an issue. So I didn't really, and then the bad part was like she had the most awesome, from my perspective, I guess, from the outside world's perspective, boyfriend. Like, he bought her a house, he bought her a car, you know, and maybe because of her expertise, you know what I'm saying? But that's a terrible thing to say. But anyway, you know, he was really good to her. He was always really nice whenever we came around, you know, whenever she brought me around or whatever. And, you know, at that age, in our 20s, our early 20s, for a guy to buy you a car and a house and set you up, you know, even before they got married. I think they did eventually get married and have kids, but I'm hanging with her, and she's a little bit older than me, so I'm kind of looking up to her and looking at, you know, everything that she has. And then to find out that she's, you know, that chick, it was just like shocking to me. So I kind of stopped, you know, hanging out with her. We didn't stop being friends, but I didn't really go out with her anymore because of that reason. And, you know, it was a shame because we really clicked. You know, she was super cool and fun to be around, but just totally opposite. You know what I mean? As far as that part, because I wasn't, you know, I wasn't into that stuff. If I dated around that time, I've always dated one person for a very, very long time. Other than that, I was, you know, into my work, into my music, into my art, into singing and writing and performing and just, you know, in that life. And it was fun, you know, from the time that I was about 15 years old until. So, yeah, my experience as a young lady was a little bit different from some of the females that I found myself hanging out with that I still consider my friends, you know what I mean? But they were just wild. They were wild. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I will see you in the next one. Y'all have a good day. Later.